Good evening everyone. I will be brutally honest with you, I've kind of been dreading this one. I'm aware of the whole furry thing and I mean, just what? Therefore, I only expect reasonable intellectual feedback to this lecture and none of this meme-loving nonsense. And now by addressing it, I have no doubt opened the floodgates to a level of depravity seldom observed outside Gomorrah. Well, can't say I didn't try at least. So with all that being said, let's take a look at the Zoologist from Terraria. The Zoologist is a variant of lycanthrope known as a werefox, who exhibits animalistic features even when not in a transformed state. Outwardly, these include a pair of ears, a tail, and long reddish hair resembling the fur of a fox. When transformed in the light of a full moon, her nose will elongate into a snout, and fur will grow across her entire body, giving her the appearance of an anthropomorphic fox. Her attire appears relatively casual, likely a result of her profession, and includes a tank top, a pair of jeans, and a pair of hard-wearing boots. As is to be expected in Terraria, she goes by numerous names including Laurie, Bindi, Haley, and Veronica, but most of the time is simply referred to simply as the Zoologist. A naturalist at heart and by trade, the Zoologist seems to have dedicated her life to cataloguing the multitude of creatures in Terraria, as well as preserving the world's natural environment for them. Her interaction with Terraria's wildlife would eventually lead her to being bitten by what she terms to be a cursed fox of some sort. The infection is apparently similar to a form of lycanthropy. In fact, she would transform into a werefox of sorts in the full moon, but it is also distinctly different in some important aspects. Most notably is that her ears, tail, and long fur-like hair are maintained even when she's not in her animalistic form. Furthermore, while a werewolf is typically highly aggressive when transformed, the Zoologist is still arguably passive and still able to sell her wares, albeit with growled and stunted speech. An interesting point to note is that she also seems to maintain her sharp claws in her untransformed state. This indicates that the majority of the actual transformation, triggered by a full moon, may be psychological in nature, as the physical changes are rather limited, especially when compared with other transformative maladies. Not only because of these differences, but also that the term refers directly to wolves, it seems inaccurate to call her a lycanthrope, and a much more ideal name for her affliction may be something like vulpinthropy. However, this is a description that doesn't seem to be currently recognised by the common lexicon, and would probably need to be looked over by a linguist or two. Another interesting fact about the Zoologist is that the one who initially called her a lycanthrope was in fact her older brother, who there's evidence to suggest may be the golfer. This is apparently confirmed by the fact that the Zoologist has known him since she was born, likes having him around, as well as the fact being confirmed by some official sources. This would be highly unique in Terraria, as most of the population seems scattered, and individuals with familiar relationships do not seem to commonly reside together. This in itself could suggest that the siblings may travel together, either led by the Zoologist learning about the creatures of the new lands they find themselves in, or the golfer seeking to experience any new golfing challenges the new areas have to offer. The only person the Zoologist seems to enjoy being around more than her brother, or the princess, who to be honest everyone likes being around, is the witch doctor. She seems to express feelings for the witch doctor when near to him, in both her human and lupine forms. However, when human, she doesn't seem to know why she likes him and speculates it could be their tail she is attracted to. However, when transformed, she states love strong, which could indicate that her love is strong, or that she loves the witch doctor because they appear to be strong. In all, the likely reason for her attraction though is likely to do with the witch doctor being such a unique individual, nothing like the others around her, and that they are much more closely linked with nature as she is. Incidentally, she dislikes and even hates the angler and arms dealer, although this is probably just because they're in the business of killing things. Finally, the Zoologist appears to have some authority and even power over the world itself that doesn't even seem to be possessed by the Dryad. Not only has she literally written the book on critter companionship, but she's able to deem when someone is responsible enough to own her own pet by selling a dog, cat, or rabbit license, and also has the means to alter the world around them by selling the world and tree globes. The mechanism for exactly how these globes work and whether or not they're created by the Zoologist is thus far unknown. Beyond the basic nature of the Zoologist and her affliction, she seems to have gained sufficient knowledge of the world and creatures around her to become a figure that almost rivals the Dryad in certain abilities. In fact, she's the only person who can grant access to the universal pylon once every creature in the world is discovered, as well as provide specialist mounts and companions for specific tasks. The Zoologist is certainly unique in that we could research her for years to come and still undoubtedly come back with new and interesting discoveries, but for now all we can really do is assign her a notoriety of high. So you go in thinking that she's nothing but a furry joke and come out realising she's pretty much a self-made dryad with a worldly knowledge rivaling that of a demigod. Not to mention inexplicable powers that she probably had before being bitten by a cursed fox, and a brother who was a golfing master. Oh yeah, and she literally got turned into a human-fox hybrid and seems completely chill with it. Some people surprise you, I guess. Anyways, please subscribe for more course content and become a patron or channel member to support the lecture series and get early access to this module. Now, as always, go and have a great day, and it's probably best if you don't pet any foxes you happen to see, you know, just to be on the safe side.